The church herself tells us that incense is an expression of reverence and prayer. She cites Psalm 141 that says, "Let my prayers rise like incense before you, O Lord." The book of Revelation in chapter 8 describes to us the use of incense even in heaven. Another angel came and stood at the altar holding a gold censer. He was given a great quantity of incense to offer, along with the prayers of all the holy ones on the gold altar that was before the throne. The smoke of the incense, along with the prayers of the holy ones, went up before God from the hand of the angel. In the second letter to the Corinthians, St. Paul says, "For we are the aroma of Christ among those who are being saved by God." And so you see, incense is a sacramental sign that we see and we smell and we even hear in the crackle of the charcoal. The church tells us that the incense signifies the church's offering and prayer rising like incense to God in heaven. The way that incense is used in the Mass can be very instructive. Imagine this. In the Mass, there are different kinds of swings with the censer. So for example, there are 3 swings of the censer for everything in the Mass that represents Christ. The cross, the altar, the gifts, the Blessed Sacrament, the minister, the people, the book of the Gospels, and even the Paschal candle. Each of these in the course of Mass is reverenced with 3 swings of the censer. Even a relic of the true cross receives a triple reverence with the censer. 2 swings of the censer are given for things that represent the saints, for example, images of saints or their relics. And finally, a single swing of the censer is given as the priest is going around the altar. The church tells us that incense can be used at 5 different times during the Mass. First of all, in the entrance procession. Secondly, at the beginning of Mass, when the cross and the altar are incensed. During the Gospel procession, at the preparation of the gifts where the offerings are incensed, and the minister and the people, signifying their participation in the Eucharist. And finally, during the elevation of the host and the chalice after the consecration. When we see the incense, let us think of our prayers rising to heaven, up to the throne of God. When we smell the sweet fragrance, let us remind ourselves that in this world, we are to be the sweet odor of Christ, witnessing to His gospel. And when incense is used at Mass, let us remind ourselves of the vision of the book of Revelation, that heavenly liturgy in which we hope one day to participate.